Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my weekly live. I hope you are well. My name is Emma Goddard, and you will find me at coastalcrafter.com. If you're new, please say hi. If you're not new, say hi. Hope you have had a good week, and you've had a chance to maybe have a little bit of crafty time this weekend. I will just wait for a few people to pop on and make sure there's a few people here, and then we'll get started. So I thought tonight I would use the Delightful Wishes stamp set or the birthday celebration. Jen, happy Sunday. The weekend's flown by, hasn't it? It's wet and windy outside here this evening. I went to put some recycling out and just reached my arm out the door, and that was enough, and closed it back up again. It's horrible out there. We normally have our recycling bin the other side of our decking, but when it's like this, we tend to pull it up to our back door so we don't have to slip and slide across the decking in the miserable weather, cold weather. So it's handy dandy. Mandy says, sorry I was unable to join. That's all right. Becky says birthday celebrations. If I'm not new, am I old? Definitely not old, Mary. And Marie and Becky are here. Joan, good morning. Good morning. Hey, Sandy. Yes, I think I'll probably end up making one of each, if I'm honest. Was at work today, so I can stay up to watch. Yay! Hazel's in the house. We have got this one, which is the Delightful Wishes, and then the birthday celebration. But the good news with that one is there's lots of beautiful papers and pop-outs to go with it. So I think I'm saying which one would you like, but I think should we make one of each? I'm thinking so. Overcast in Toronto. A little milder. Yeah, you've had some chilly weather. Chilly. My swaps for on stage are underway, which is exciting news. I have all the card bases. I'm going to make 40. So when I go away to this demonstrator event, which is in March, so not far away. I'm just looking at my calendar, is why I'm looking this way. Let me just have a little look. We've got 2 weeks. 2 weeks till the off. So away on the 10th of March, and the event is on the Thursday of that week. I have made 40 card bases. So they are in progress, and I have put the Floral Delight vellum onto those. What else have I done? I've made a few bows. Got some gold bows underway. I've got some sentiments. Got like a little stash of sentiments that I've done. All the bits and bobs. And then I've started to watercolour. I'll show you one. The what's it called? Thankful Garden. I have started to watercolour these hydrangeas. Aren't they pretty with the gold? So I've gold embossed. So I've managed to get 3 on a sheet of my half sheet of watercolour that I use. So that's the gold embossing. So watercolouring on there, and then going to be painting them. So that is balmy blue with a touch of azure afternoon. Jules is seriously excited about on stage now. I know, get in there. So they're a work in progress. There's a pile of stuff. I've got a few hydrangeas made. I'd take some pictures of the kind of piles of stuff when it's better weather, when it's not dark. Kayla says, I saw your swaps. I wish I was swapping with you too. We've both got same idea. We're both hydrangeas. Kayla's gone vibrant pinky colours and I've gone blues. So if you haven't seen, go check out her swaps. They look amazing. Right. That's swaps in progress. So yes, let's move that out of the way. Let's get back to business. I'll make you a birthday card, Eloise. You mean you can have one of my swaps, but I will be making you a birthday card anyway. Right, let me put the camera onto the desk, and then I love the blue hydrangeas. They're so lovely, aren't they? Sue, I don't know if Sue's on here this evening. Sue's an avid gardener, and she says blue hydrangeas are harder to keep. You have to put nails into the soil to keep the blue. Otherwise, I think they go from the blue to the pinks. But yeah. Okay, cool. Right, let me get the camera onto the desk, and then we will start making. I have done a little bit of pre-cutting this evening, only that I know I wanted to use the flowers. I've updated my logo on my screen up in the top right hand corner. I don't know, I think it's okay, but if it is a bit in your way when you're viewing, let me know, because I can move it back down to the bottom, or if you don't mind either way, then that's fine. I was trying to move it out this bit here because when I pop people's comments up, my other one was in the way. So I was hoping that, like, for example, if I say that Paul says hi, then it's not in the way of my logo. Hi, Paul. Right. Flowers. I have die cut some of these flowers from the Delightful Wishes, and I've cut them in watercolour. So these are going to get watercoloured, and then we're going to layer them. Maybe not all of them, but we'll layer onto a card. Right, we'll do that. Got tops for those, and tops for those. They look like little spiders, don't they? And we need to think about, so I'm going to case a layout that I used for my class card, swap up the colour and swap up the shape in the middle as well, for this one. For those who attended class, can you guess which one it's going to be? So I thought I would use the hexagon from the Memorable Blooms die set. There's or an octagon, actually. It's not a hexagon. So octagon, 8 sides on that one. That's going to be in the middle. We need some paper, so we could use some of the vellum, some of the blue gingham, and I've got a piece of that one as well. And some white. Lizzie says, I've made swaps on stage already. Who would have thought? What? 2 weeks to spare. That's amazing, Lizzie. That is... I bet that feels good. I bet it feels good to have them done. I'm going to cut this to about, I'm going to go slightly wider actually, 3 inches maybe. And this skinny bit of that one. It's good to put the vellum on top of like a white or a colour or something, because then it just pops through. Move them to one side for a moment. Pop that there. And yeah. Right. So if that's our background, that's our colours. I'm wondering if I could do the flowers in a similar colour to what I have painted. So same as I've painted this hydrangea. So I could do balmy blue with azure for a pop of colour on there, or I could do them in the yellows. So we could go yellows on the white, or we could go blues. Or we could go a mix, I guess. And if we were to go yellows, we'd maybe go lemon, lolly, daffodil delight. Kayla says, oh yes, please. Is that the blues? Is that a yes to the blues? I'm totally down with the blues. I've got the yellows at the ready, but I've got the blues as well. What do you think? Blue, yellow, blue, yellow. Blues, yeah. We've seen lots of yellows with this set, haven't we? Alternative colours is quite nice. Right, let's do some soft colours. I'll grab a paintbrush. I'm going to put that out of the way for a minute. Are we close enough in? Are we good? Both as Petunia Pop. I mean, I could be persuaded. Right, we'll have the balmy blue. So I have die cut these flowers. I should say I've die cut these out of watercolor paper. So I had got myself a little bit organised because I knew I wanted to be watercolouring these. So the azure is a very strong, bright, vibrant blue, but actually if you take just a small amount of it and add it into your balmy blue, it just gives a beautiful kind of pop of colour up in there. He says yes to blue. I've had a weekend of yellow. I know it's pretty, but nice to do it in alternate colours. Just pop the balmy blue on there. It can be pretty messy with those. Let's move them to one side. And Stampin' Up watercolour is an odd size, Mandy. I would concur. I have to say, 99.9% of my craft supplies are all Stampin' Up. I rarely buy anything that isn't, actually. I have got supplies in my craft room from before, pens, Posca pens, water pens, things like that, glitters and things that I've had for a long time in my craft stash. I've been doing Stampin' Up for 15 years, so I have a lot of Stampin' Up things. But watercolour I have got Stampin' Up watercolour. I also buy big pads of it because I love watercolouring. And the packs are just not big enough and the paper size is not efficient. So I will branch out with that. I should make it my mission to have a daily request for different watercolour size paper. Right, let's add a little bit of darker blue. If we do azure on the top, might just get my... I agree, Kayla. An A4 or a 12 by 12 would be amazing. I loved the shimmery. I'm sure everyone did. The shimmery white they did. A4 packet. Perfect size. Good amount in the packet. And bonus, it was shimmery. It was what was not to love about that paper. Right. But we work with what we have. So... the azure is going to go on, and just add a bit of dark into there. Middle. It's pretty in the blue, isn't it? Pretty. Poker tool is useful. The take your pick tool is useful for not getting your hands all covered in blue ink. And these are the medium flowers. This is the large, this is the medium. There's a small flower in this die set. I haven't on this for this card. I haven't cut any of them. I'll just cut the medium ones. Oh, that's dark. Whoops. It's okay. Right, let me grab my heat tool. We'll just give them a quick blast. Just to make sure they're properly dried off. These ones have mostly dried. I don't think they need too much. Do you know, I'm the same actually, Danette. Danette says she doesn't use azure, but it is beautiful, and it is so true. It's a colour I don't reach for often, but when I do, I'm so glad I have, because it's such a pretty blue. Such a pretty blue. Right, let's move that. Right, let's glue these together. So there's a bit of a technique with these for gluing together. There's a bit of a shape of this flower. So this V here is quite prominent in that flower, and you've got two bigger petals together. So if you have that off to the left-hand side, then this piece, you've then got all these kind of cut-in leaves, and then you've got these two more solid leaves at the top and a very solid one here. That's going to sit just above that V. So if we glue that, a little bit of glue on there, that will sit just above that V, and that will be the right way round for that flower. there. And that's it on there. And then these ones are a little bit more straightforward to put on because you've got kind of the arch of those, and those two bits sit on these two flowers down there. So I'm going to glue on the wider part of the top. I've just got little dots of glue on there. And that'll be enough to hold it in place. I haven't glued the whole thing, otherwise you'll get really like sticky fingers, blobs of glue everywhere. And it's only a tiny piece of paper. It doesn't need much to hold it on. Who has these dies already? Have you tackled them? Have you given them a go? I know there was many people who were on here joined me from my class. So I had a class with the Floral Delight Suite on Friday night and Saturday night. Thank you for joining. It was lots of fun. So we did some alternative colours on Friday. We did pink, a purple, and a peach. And then on the Saturday night, we did all the yellows. So we had 3 yellow projects on the Saturday night. I think sometimes when the suite dictates a kind of a colourway with the papers, it's nice to try it in a different colourway because it can make the suite or the cards or the look completely different when you add a different colour way to it. Wondering if I can always cut another piece if this doesn't work, but I'm wondering if I add the Azure blends behind that just to make it more in tone with that blue rather than the balmy. That's quite nice actually. It just darkens that down, doesn't it? The other thing we could do is add a couple of again, we can get another piece of white if this doesn't work out. A couple of stripes across there. Add a bit of, not sure. I'm gonna flag these. I can always swap this about. Another piece of white is easily cut. The tape runner is great for vellum. So you can put that on there. I don't think we need the stripes. I think I'm going to lose them. I'm going to cut the white again. Use that. And put the vellum on there. And then we can pop this octagon. This is from the Memorable Blooms. I've got class with that coming up. Not 2 weeks, just the weekend before I go away to on stage. So the 8th of March online in the evening. That's why I was getting a wriggle on with my swaps, because I don't want to be making my swaps at the last minute. I need to take a leaf out of Lizzie's book and get them done, get them made. It'll be my job after work this week to spend my evenings finishing my swaps. Okay, let's give these a little zhuzh. We need We need some stamped flowers as well, don't we? So the flowers, I feel confident these will look nice in the blue as well. So let's do clean enough. The stamps are still on my desk from class, didn't clean them. Naughty, naughty. And the azure is going to do the top part. So that is balmy blue. And to line these up, you've got 2 bits at the top, and that will just sit over those. Oh, and I'll do the wishing while I'm here as well. So I have Danette, I was so disappointed when it sold out so fast for you guys, didn't it? I will be sharing so many pictures and stories. So yeah, make sure you're I know Danette already is, but if you're not following, follow me on my Instagram is where I tend to share stuff when I'm away on stage. But yeah, give us a follow and I will make sure to share lots. Love it. Right. So I put a piece of basic white cardstock over the top of one of these foam adhesive sheets. They are slightly bigger pages than the dimensional, so like that's your dimensional sheet and that's the foam adhesive, so it's a bit bigger, but it's still kind of, it's not an A5 pack or anything, but they're brilliant for alphabets and popping up words and letters and stuff. So I'm going to pop that over the wishing. Still working on that rainbow of colours. Yes. Do you know? I had that in mind. I'm going to do this on the big machine actually. Your comment actually, Jackie, had me thinking, and I was tempted to do a rainbow of colours tonight with those flowers, but I've ended up going blue. But they would look very pretty. So that is die cut out, ready to use. We'll do this one through the mini. Which is this die. So the die for this, which will pop out all of these at the same time. Some little flowers. And then we can assemble. We will. Have our glue. And glue that one on there. And because this is the foam adhesive, it's already sticky, so even better. It's not only popped up, but it's already sticking, so easy just to pop straight on. I'll do a happy birthday. Hey Alison. And there is a die in this set, which is like a long label. So if you struggle for cutting out your sentiments, this one fits perfectly around that and gives you that label shape. And if you don't want the little points on the end, you can just trim them off. But it's a good skinny label to keep for your sentiment pieces. I tend to use just my big scissors, but I know that not everyone finds that particularly easy. That is going to go on with a foam adhesive strip. And then we will glue on some of these flowers. The blue is so pretty, isn't it? Really enjoying using that. I don't know if I need that one. I'd stick that there. Actually. And then just a few of these on some minis. Do you like the blue, sir? It's nice, different, isn't it? Different in the blue. Pretty little flowers. Let's squeeze that underneath there. So I'll just glue that rather than dimensional that. And this one, maybe like up here. And this little bird. As we've cut it out, we want to use it, don't we? I can just tuck that under there. This one I think we can probably lose. I don't know that we need it. Should I tuck it in there? I mean, it's maybe a bit heavy. Or here. There would be good. Let's put it on that. Let's put it there. Okay. Right, we just need a bit of something. The ladies and gentlemen who are at my class probably got bored of me saying this, but I've run out of tiny bees. So as much as I'd love to put some tiny bees on this card, I've run out. So I need to find some alternative bling. So the other thing I thought was there was this twine pack, wasn't there, which was lemon, flirty flamingo, and blue. So we could put a little bit of blue twine, maybe with a touch of gold. I mean, it'd be rude not to. And just find some little sparkles. I'm sure I have something we can put on here. And we can tuck that under there maybe, or we can have it over that side. I think maybe this side might be better, because then it's kind of with the flow of the card. Oh, good shout, Paul. Brass butterflies. Let's have a look and see if I've got some of those. It would be unusual if I didn't. I do. Found them. You can go for these. You can add for free with a celebration order, actually, at the moment, which is nice. So they are a perfect little addition to this card because the gold is then on there. That's a great suggestion, Paul. And I'll just glue dot that under there. We've got our twine going on, a little trim that doesn't sit off the bottom of the card. And I think it could just sit on a white base. So, Mam says, love the card. I'm just a great fan of the blues. White card base. I mean, I can grab some azure, actually. If I grab an azure, we could pop it on that, which is quite nice. Or we could have it on the white. I think the blue with a skinny border is quite nice, isn't it? I think we might go blue. White is a safe, easy option, isn't it? So it's my go-to. If all else fails, white card base. But on the blue, definitely pops. Oh, little butterfly. We don't want you getting stuck under there. Put it in there instead. There. What are we going to do with the inside? Should we just stamp some? We could stamp some flowers, or we could put a little bit of vellum. So Rita says, gonna have to try the flowers in blue. Just different, isn't it? Different colourway. Nice. Right, let's do some flowers in the blue. Across the corner. Just for a quick inside of the card. And shall I do the stem in blue as well? Can I just keep it? Is that going to look odd? Maybe I'll do it in grey. Let's do it in grey. Pebbled. Basic. Let's do basic grey. Yeah, that'll be fine. So I'll do it in basic grey. So the stem is just going to go from the bottom of that bud. I can go between those two and down like that. So you've got that stem. No saving on postage. Not too bad. I mean, it's, you know, it's an Emma depth card. Let's do tape runner. When I was putting the vellum on all of my card fronts for my swaps, I was using the tape runner. The middle section is going to be covered anyway, but the tape runner, I just did a couple of lines and then I added the vellum on the front. It was enough to hold it, and then I wasn't putting like glue onto all the edges and everything. And I'm going to have a panel in the middle, so you can't see the tape runner, but if you could, then the panel will hold that down. But those seal is really good for putting your vellum on if you're stuck for how to adhere that. Okay, one card done. Should we make one with the birthday suite? Should we go off piste and do a little birthday card? Put a few tools back in their home. And everything can be found again when I go looking for it. I don't know where my paintbrush has gone, but I've got a lid. Okay, right. Let's get the birthday stuff out. Oh, I found my paintbrush. Found it. So the birthday stuff is. I've shared this before. It features on the front of the mini catalogue, but it's beautiful stuff. The colourway in this is just gorgeous. I made 5 cards with my team at our recent in-person gathering, and one of the cards featured some 3D candles. So I thought, I'm not necessarily going to make exactly the same card, but I thought I would share what I did to make the candles with all of you. So you can see those, and we'll pull a card together with some elements from here. So in the paper, when you buy this paper, you get 2 pages of this. So you get 2 of each of all the things. Yeah, I'm going to grab, I'm going to use the balloons, and then maybe this cake. So it's going to be similar to the card I made, but not exactly the same. And then I think we'll go with this paper. The paper's beautiful, 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 with the gold on it as well. It's just stunning. So pretty. There's pink gingham on the back. This one has got like a light blue background, and then the sea foam. The little mini cakes are adorable with the stripes, and then you've got all the bits on here, all the tags and cupcake and label pieces, which are great, like additional elements for cards as well. So you've got that. I'll put that over to one side. So I'm going to make the candles, and then we'll assemble the cards. So for the candles, I am going to cut 7, so 2 3/4 or 7 centimeters by 7 centimeters, or you could go slightly taller. You could go 7.5 or 3 inches if you wanted them slightly taller. So we're going to have 3 candles. So you'll get to see me make these 3 times. So it would be watch one and then make yourself a cuppa. You can come back. The candles are you're gonna break the paper down a little bit. So give them a little bit of a fold to start with. Okay, in that way. And then you really want to bend, crease, dint the edges. I suppose you're not actually folding it over as such. You want a really small crease on that because if you fold it at sort of 0.5 centimetre or something like that, you're just going to get a continuous fold over. You're not going to get the roll. So you want that to roll in. It's worth taking your time increasing that edge down so that it gives you something to then roll over. Once you get that bit, then the rest of it will come together. So you don't have to hold that tight together. You can let that go because the paper will have got the memory of that, and we'll be able to roll that up again in a minute. So that's one done. So again, we're going to really crease those edges as small as you can. Because the paper's because it's got the gold in it, the paper's really good quality and therefore really thick. So to try and get that to roll over is quite tricky. Like rolling up a sponge for my Swiss roll. Yeah. It's just making sure you get that initial part of the roll tight, otherwise the rest of it just goes rubbish. Were they good memories, Mandy, or were they traumatic Swiss rolls? Mind you, any which way a Swiss roll is rolled probably still tastes delicious. I don't suppose it matters whether it's round or square. It's nicely baked. Okay, I've got that one going as well. You would not want to be making these candles, as I say, for 100th birthday card. Your hand would hurt. Or swaps. Yes, a bamboo skewer would be helpful. Yes, something really small to roll it around, actually, Paul. Yes, you are spot on with that. So I'm going to put some Silplus at the end. Don't know why that's got gold bits on it. I'm not going to worry about gluing this edge. Glue it really tight. Roll it tight, roll it tight. And then that glue will hold it then together. I had to tell the joke, but I soon laughed at it. I don't think I've ever made it. I've watched it on Bake Off. I don't think I've ever actually made a Swiss roll. Made a Victoria sponge cake. Make a cake. One. And oh. Okay, we have got 3 candles to go on our card when we get that far. Which base should I use? I use a white, I think. I've got one pre-cut from the other one, wherever it may have gone. Literally had a card base here all of 2 seconds ago. How can it have vanished? How can it have vanished? We'll cut another one. So we'll have another card going long ways. This time we will do I've got a few of the new rectangles cut. So I've got this one cut with the embossed edge. I've got that one, which is a nice layer, isn't it? We can have that. And I'm going to use, annoyingly it's in the middle, but I'm going to use this pink piece. It's got pink shiny dots on it, and that's the one I want to use. So we're going to cut that out. We'll cut along the bottom of the tags first. Then we'll cut this way. Then we'll cut that way. And then we get access to it in the middle. So we'll cut that one down. So that is obviously not long enough to be a banner like we had on our first card. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to flag the ends as normal. And then we're going to extend this. I'm going to do that by simply chopping it in half. So once that's chopped, we can then put that behind the circle. And it is long enough then to pop out. So, I wonder if we could use a little bit of blueberry in here, or Coastal Cabana, just to bring in some of the blue. That, I didn't think that through. I didn't think the balloons being that tall was going to be a problem. I should have done the card this way round, because the balloons are very tall. This measures 3 1/4 by 4 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to make that an 1/8 of an inch bigger on each side, just to give that a skinny edge of blue. I'll then need to cut my flag down, I think. Or I could swap out the balloons and we could do something different. But I quite like the balloons. I still think that's maybe a little wide. I'm going to lose all of that banner. Just going to have to go in a bigger envelope at this point, I think. Balloons and cake. Let's get some blending. So I'm going to use Pool Party, because that is the blue in the balloons. So we'll add that to this layer. And I'll just pick up some of the edging. Show that off a little bit more. Got nice edging down there. On there. wonder if I think I'm going to swap my card around actually. I'm going to use a standard base. Just because of the weight of the stuff, if I'm going to put candles and things on the front here, that tent fold generally collapses down. I'm just going to swap that around and have a normal book fold. Now, the birthday stamp set. So there is a little flower and then a stem and a leaf. This leaf here, I thought made the perfect flame for our candles. So I'm going to stamp that in peach. Now, on the card I designed for my team training, I wasn't so mean as to make them cut this out, but as it's just me, I'm going to cut out the flame or flames. I'm sure if I was to look in this set of dies, there might even be a die for this. Two. And then a third one. You don't, if you were recreating these candles, you could stamp these flames on the background and not have to pop them up. The flames are tiny, teeny tiny, although they do fit a mini dimensional. So if they fit a mini dimensional, I feel they're fair game for cutting out. So the candles, let's pop this. Okay, glue these balloons onto that circle. Pop up that cake, I think. Maybe just have them. Yeah. Maybe I'll keep that flat actually, because the candles will be enough. So I'll just pop the cake on flat. And then these candles, I don't think I could fussy cut those. We're going to put down the seam. I'm going to put glue dots. So keeping them all on the seam, and then that will stick onto your card. One. Two. Three. Four. And glue dot. And that way, if the seam is at the back, then any kind of lifting of that seam will hold down onto the. Oops. Onto there. I'm going to. I mean, in for a penny, in for a pound. We can add that on with some dimensionals. Just because. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. That I've glued down already. There. And these little flames. Look at that. I'll just sit at the top of those candles, flickering away. Cute. You just need a bit of bling, I think. A bit of bling. We will have some of these, some in colour sparkles. There is some embellishments that come with this suite, which are party dots. They are lovely, and I've used lots of them, but they're matte finish, and I wanted something sparkly. So, let's add a few more over here and one there. So that's 5. Let's just roll that over because I want that to sit on its glue dots. Otherwise, it's going to cause a bit of a mess. There we go. So we've got our candles for our cake and our balloons. We can then, I think, forego a sentiment on the front, but we could put one inside. Maybe like Make a Wish. And how about stamping that in Blueberry Bushel? It's going in a larger envelope. Exactly. I mean, the candles aren't going in a skinny envelope anyway, so I can go 5 dimensionals deep at this point. I can go crazy. Little banner. Banner's sweet, isn't it? Cute. Need that inside there? Maybe not. Nah. Let's just do some splattering. We'll take a light summer splash and have that a little bit of splashing inside. There you go. So you've got some candles with a little leaf. You can tell which are my favourite embellishments. I know, I've used all the colours. Petunia Pop. There we go. Right, 2 cards made. Let me show you the card I made for the team. Actually, do you know what it's missing? It's missing a real live gold bow. Hold tight 1 second. I'm going to put a bow on. In fact, I might just do a little single bow. I might not go crazy. Do a little single bow. A little glue dot. And that can sit on the balloon string just to bring that to life. Would you like to see the card I made for my team so you can see the other candles? Of course, you're going to say, no, I don't want to see that. No, thank you, not tonight. Don't show me any more cards. Absolutely not. Let me. I have got it to hand. Let me just grab it. This one is a peach one. So we did a peach background. That was a peach base. and we used the cake and some flowers, and we heat embossed, so we had the pink. So as you can see, the flames were just stamped onto the background, and it was using the other cake and the slice of cake from the embellishments, and then the background was just blended slightly with the peach, so you've kind of almost got a warm glow of the candles behind there. And then, as I say, the party dots, got the pool party dots and a bit of gold twine and some flowers on there. So that is where that inspiration came from. And there's just an alternative gold and pool party candle, which looked very fancy with the gold. So there you go. Thank you for joining me. A pleasure as always. Thank you for commenting along, whether you're here on the live or here on the replay. I do appreciate, and I do go back and have a look for the comments and try and reply to them where I can. I have also made that one. If you've joined a little bit later, then you've got that one to go back and watch as well. That one was with the Delightful Wishes bundle. What date are we at? So there's next Sunday is the 2nd of March. We're into March already. Who knew? So yeah, 2nd of March next week. So I will be with you live next week. If you've got any requests for any particular sets or bundles or colorways, then please let me know. Otherwise, I will just turn up and create whatever. But I'll be here. I hope you are too. And I will see you all soon. Take care. Have a good week, everyone. Bye for now.